Welcome back. The China Select Committee holding a roundtable on Wednesday with technology leaders about the speed in which China is building technology, as it does so with less government restriction. Gecko Robotics co-founder and President Troy Demmer was in the meeting. Gecko Robotics is an AI and robotics company which combines technologies to transform how the world builds, operates, and maintains infrastructure. Joining me now is the man himself, Gecko Robotics co-founder and President Troy Demmer. Troy, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Maria.
Assess the backdrop for us to start. How can we empower American technology companies to build and grow in the U.S., but do so at a faster pace than our adversaries?
Yeah, this was the kind of moment where we need more of. Congress and industry were working together. Members were really asking the important questions. How do we stay ahead of China? How do we build robotics and AI that protect our nation, not just economically, but militarily? And more importantly, how can Congress help? In my conversations with members, we talked a lot about robotics and AI and also the data that differentiates good AI from ineffective AI. And this is an area where we are falling behind. But from Gecko's perspective, we were glad to see Congress recognizing that these technologies can keep America ahead.
So another thing that came up was this issue of Chinese tech appearing on American soil, used in supply chains, companies, products like DJI drones. What do you want to say to military leaders that are using DJI drones? And if the U.S. military is using a drone made by a Chinese company, isn't it true that that drone, whatever it sees, China can potentially see as well?
Yeah, it's it's important to note that Chinese companies aren't just building for commercial markets anymore. They're developing these technologies not just for their Chinese military, but some of that technology is appearing on American soil, and it's a national security threat. We do have protections in place. We have programs like Blue UAS that make sure that those loopholes aren't there, and we can't be using those types of drones such as DJI, as you mentioned. But we still have other parts of the supply chain that are going out to China, such as castings, which are critical inputs to 90% of our weapon systems. Some of that is still being made in China and landing here on U.S. soil. But I think the anecdote to this is we just need to build more in our country, so we don't have to rely on Chinese technology and supply chain inputs. We can leverage our technical abilities to regain our productive advantage and rebuild our industrial base, not just the military industrial base.
So why are we then, Troy?
Yeah, so we need to look at our manufacturing base. I think our supply chains, generally how we build things, see how innovation can speed up those spaces. Not only like in our ability to build quicker and counter China, but also help grow robotics industries. The more government is open to bringing in new processes, transforming how we've done things for the last 50 years, largely we haven't changed. And so we need more entrepreneurship. We'll see that dramatically helping here.
And of course, Gecko is partnering with power operator company NAES to help transform and update the power grid. Tell us about this. This is a $100 million deal inked last month, deploying AI and robotics to the grids in response to the president's National Energy Emergency Declaration on January 20th. This is so important, Troy. Tell us what we need to understand, Troy, about the grid.
Yeah, well, we are at one of the lowest electrical reserve margins that we've ever been at. And what's exciting about the opportunity is there is an insatiable demand for more power. Everything from electrification of vehicles to onshoring of manufacturing. And most importantly, the AI revolution has an insatiable demand for power. And so the countries that will win here, and AI is an existential race, it will be those that have low cost and reliable power on the energy grid. And so what NACE has recognized as the second largest operator and producer of kilowatt hours is that they haven't changed the processes in 3 decades either. And, the partnership that we have with NACE is one that, the NACE CEO has said, we have helped them in ways that, no technology solution has done before. And sure, that's great for Gecko, but it's also an indictment on the broader technology sector and the need for us to focus on these bedrock industries, not just, power grid, but other, inputs such as metals and minerals and our critical components to supply chains. So we really are, deploying our AI and robotic technology inside of the facility to make more kilowatt hours, and we have to make every single one of them count.
Troy, this could not be more important at this moment in time. We'll be watching your work, and we so appreciate you joining us this morning.